At the back of your Infinity, you're going to see the power cables. So we've got power cable on the right with the on-off switch above it. And on the rear screen, we've got a USB and a comms cable. We've got the Pro Stitcher, which is held in place with a little clip to stop it getting pulled out. On the Pro Stitcher carriage itself, we've got a connection that goes to that Pro Stitcher port on the rear metal screen of your Infinity, and we've got a separate power for the carriage. So in other words, when you power up, you will find that the carriage has actually got power to it. Okay, so we're around the front of the Infinity now. The power on switch is this little switch here on the head of the machine. So go ahead and press that on. You'll see a little blue light comes on it. The machine beeps. Please wait for that beep before you go ahead and turn on the tablet. The reason being that this has got a processor inside, and it's important that the information is loaded into the processor before you then start your tablet. Your tablet power on switch is just on the top here. Just hold that down. And wait until you see the Acer screen come up. Which it's now doing. Okay, just a couple of things on the cables that you've got at the rear of the machine, sorry, at the front of the machine. We've got, the tablet has got a USB cable and also a power cable. The lower of the two is the power cable. And that goes into the head of the Infinity. So everything is handled within the head of the Infinity here. It's all nice and neat. But just note that it is possible to pull out some of these wires if you're not careful. The USB, when you're putting in your designs, there's actually two USB ports just underneath here. So I've got my USB stick, and just to show you, if we plug that in, and it goes in underneath here. Sometimes have to just fiddle around with it a little bit. With the writing on the outside, you'll have heard the carriage engage, and that has now engaged, and we're ready to go. So on the screen, what you'll see on the screen is the USB's come up because I just plugged that in. You wouldn't always do that, but I wanted to show you. When the default screen comes up, we've got the Pro Stitcher and the Infinity control screen come up as a default. So if you just click anywhere on the Pro Stitcher screen, you'll find that the Infinity screen goes. To navigate between them, there's a grey bar just at the top here of the screen. If you press that, it comes up with the options that you've got for moving between the Infinity screen, Pro Stitcher, and the camera. Ignore Art and Stitch because you haven't got Art and Stitch, you've got Pro Stitcher Designer. If you press the Infinity one, it'll come up with the Infinity console, and you can control your Infinity from there. Well, I hope that's helped. I'm just going to run through what you do in order to turn off your machine. So say you finished at the end of the day and you want to close your machine down. So you're going to go into, you'll have done all your designs, saved whatever you need, go File, and then Shut Down, Shut Down. And everything will turn off. If you'd got an open workspace, it might have asked you if you wanted to save it. And it's going to turn off the tablet. So it says shutting down. And when it's shut down, in just a second, it's gone off now. We can turn off the blue light and the lights go off. Then we would go to the rear of your machine, turn off the power above the power cable, and unplug from the surge protector, or unplug the surge protector from the wall. And that's how to turn on and turn off your Infinity with Pro Stitcher.